Well, Arsenal clearly can't push for a title charge right now, but can Nottingham Forest is the question. I mean, they failed to beat Liverpool, which was really frustrating in midweek, in a huge game, wasn't it? And they did really well to start so well in that game and go 1-0 up against them with a great counter-attacking goal, which has become their kind of hallmark. You could forgive them for being a bit deflated going into this game against Southampton. But Southampton, first of all, were woeful. They were absolutely terrible in that first half. And Forest won 3-2, I think flattered Southampton to a degree. But to see Forest still flying and level on points with Arsenal, Miles, is super impressive. And they just keep on surprising people. Is it a surprise anymore, though? I think this is their level now. At least kind of maybe top 4, top 5 seems like more than realistic.
Yeah, that seems in the bag now, doesn't it? I think the best thing about this result is even when it started looking a little bit more rocky, they did hold firm. You get teams like Forest who surprise a few and start competing at the top. You wait for a wobble almost, which is really unfair because there's nothing to base that on other than, it just doesn't seem right to see them where they are right now. So games like this, when they take that commanded lead and you see Southampton get themselves back into it, neutral fans probably expect them to throw it all the way. And actually, they managed to cling on. Not even cling on. Defensively, we know how strong Forest are. And they rode that out. And I think that's encouraging. Plus, they're still spreading the goals out. Like Chris Wood popped up with one, of course, and you expect him to at the moment. I think he's just matched his best ever Premier League goal scoring season. And we've still got a long way to go. But Elliot Anderson gets a goal in this one. And he looks fantastic, doesn't he? And you can see that Forest have really nurtured some talent there.
I think for a team that relies on a quick counter and a transition from defence to attack, I think Anderson's that perfect link player, isn't he, Dave, in some ways? And Newcastle must be looking at him and thinking, we could really do with him for some depth right now. Even though their midfield is doing great, Anderson is proving to everybody what we knew all along. And he was a great signing. And we said that in the summer, didn't we? But the way he adapts to this Forest system and kind of gets the best out of what Nuno wants to achieve is really showing at the minute, this game especially.
Yeah, he's proven to be a key player. And I think, you mentioned, obviously, Newcastle not having a great weekend. I think two of their former players, in Jakob Minte and Elliot Anderson, both scoring on the same weekend will just add salt to the wounds as well, doesn't it? But, he's a great all-round player. And I know there were probably a few sort of questions in the summer over the sum of money that was brought in and whether he was truly worth that money, but the investment you can see was worth making. Like, there's so much real potential there for him to be so much more than even what he is now. And to see that some of the understandings that he's built with some of those players around him, particularly in attack, he's got a great relationship with them. You can see that. And you can see that Nuno's improving every single player in that side. I mean, we've spoken about their defence and how that's come on leaps and bounds this season. But there's a case for every single player in there to be probably up for the player of the year at the end of the season. Possibly. Just how well they've been. There's so many contenders in there, and I think that's they truly are the surprise package this season, along with Bournemouth. I think you've got to look at those two teams and just say that they are really a blueprint for what the Premier League team wants to be, coming from real difficult times and completely turning it around.
Yeah, I think another player that you mentioned was probably kind of contender for sort of team of the season so far. Obviously, Matt Sells we know has been great, but Ola Aina as well has been quality, and his ball for Chris Wood's goal was sensational. Is he probably at the minute, Miles, one of the best sort of fullbacks in the league right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a couple of them that have performed to a level that beyond what we expected, like we talked before about Anthony Robinson at Fulham, Kirkes at Bournemouth, but Ola Aina, the fact he's versatile as well, could play either side. I mean, I talked to the Red Side of the Trent podcast and they were saying that they were confident he was the best fullback in the league and that they would hold on to him and he would continue to develop. And I can see it, really. He's such a good player. He offers a lot of stability at the back now. He looks a lot stronger defensively than we maybe recognised him from his earlier career, and still capable of going forward with that excellent output and a really likeable character. He seems to almost be the face of this Forest team a little bit, particularly the media, and too right. He's brilliant.
Do you know what? They've got a few characters, and I think that's what Nuno does. He builds teams with characters, and you see like Hudson-Odoi and you see Gibbs-White as well. They're all kind of in that bracket, really. It's a good vibe at Forest at the minute. And the atmosphere, I have to say, at the City Ground for the Liverpool game was absolutely incredible. And when Wood scored to take the lead against Liverpool, you could kind of feel this sense of something good happening, something special. I really do hope they go on to kind of maintain that position and challenge Liverpool. I'd love to see that.
I think the way you introduced this section, Mike, the way you worded it, and you said that Forest failed to beat Liverpool, I think that says it all about the expectations that we have for this team now, because there's so much enthusiasm around the club, and fans are, this is as high as they've been for a long while. I just think that there's real belief there that it can go on and do something great.
For me personally, I'm really rooting for Forest at the moment, but there's one thing that's going to stop that soon, I think, because there's massive talk that they're in for Douglas Luiz to strengthen that midfield. And if they get him, to me, they've got top four. I think that cements it, because they've already got an excellent side. And to add someone of that quality is fantastic. But I will be gutted to see him in another Premier League team. I will be so gutted.
Do you know what? The balance of that team is so good. I think the only thing they are missing is strength in depth, isn't it? And they have got some good players off the bench. I think you saw that when the midfield had to rotate around sort of Danilo and Sangare's injuries. It's been a real surprise to see them adapt so well to that. But to see someone like Luiz, that is next level, isn't it? That'd be amazing.
I'd be heartbroken. I mean, their bench today was what? Alex Marino, that Morato, Willy Bolly, Ward-Prowse, Yates, Awanyi, Jota Silva, Ramon Sosa. That's pretty good, to be fair. They've quietly built a very good squad there. I say quietly, we all kind of knew how much they were going into the market a while ago. But it's turned into a really good squad. But yeah, getting someone like Luiz in, if they manage to pull that one off, I'll be good.
Well, it'd be a strong signal, wouldn't it? That'd be for sure. They've spent some money on some transfers in the past, but I think now they're in a position to kind of consolidate the progress they've made, and some real statement signings would definitely do that. Let's watch this space, shall we? We're all Forest right now, surely, aren't we?
I don't know if I go that far yet. Still another Midlands club.
In the title race, I think I've never been more Forest. Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be incredible.